Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Malia Hampton, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Sergeant Nicholas Barry. We welcome the veterans who have served, those who are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Kenneth Charles von Bibra. Kenneth von Bibra was born in Launceston, Tasmania on the 13th of December 1910, the second of two sons born to prominent Tasmanian pastoralist and businessman William von Bibra and Daisy Reed. Von Bibra grew up on the family farm and married Joan Arthur in St. John's Church on Melbourne's Latrobe Street on the 4th of April 1938. The couple split their time between Launceston, where their family farm was located, and Melbourne, where von Bibra worked as a journalist. On the 19th of June 1940, von Bibra enlisted in the 2nd Australian Imperial Force in Melbourne. As a journalist, von Bibra was qualified to serve as an officer in a non-combatant role. However, on enlisting, he chose to remain at the rank of private so as to be able to partake in active fighting. He was soon posted to the 21st Infantry Brigade, part of the newly formed 7th Australian Division, and assigned to the brigade's anti-tank company. He received training at the Puckapunyal base in central Victoria. After completing this stage of his training, von Bibra and the rest of the 21st Brigade embarked for the Middle East aboard RMS Aquitania on the 20th of October 1940. Sailing from Sydney, the brigade disembarked on the 25th of November at Kantara, Egypt. From there, brigade headed to Julius Camp in Palestine to complete its training. In early April, von Bibra transferred from anti-tank duties to the 2nd 14th Infantry Battalion. Von Bibra and the 7th Division played a significant role in operations in the Middle East. In its 18th Brigade was heavily involved in the successful defence of Tobruk. And in June 1941, the rest of the division made up over half of the force assigned to a major campaign against the pro-Axis Vichy French forces in Syria and Lebanon. This campaign was launched to prevent Syria and Lebanon from being used as bases for Axis forces, as well as to protect Allied oil supplies in the Middle East. Von Bibra and the 2nd 14th Battalion attacked along the coast towards Beirut before moving inland to attack the Vichy French fort at Mira June and eventually pushing on to Damascus. Von Bibra was known to all members of the battalion at this time for his determination to keep up morale by exchanging insults with the enemy in French, which he had learned during a period he spent in Paris. On the 24th of June 1941, during the fighting around Damascus, von Bibra and 4 others were involved in an attack on an enemy machine gun strong post located in the high mountains. Von Bibra was killed by enemy machine gun fire. In the confusion of the battle, he was originally reported as missing, believed wounded, and his body was not recovered until 5 months later. Australia's official historian of the Second World War, Gavin Long, described him as displaying outstanding courage during the events that led to his death. In his last letter to his wife Joan, von Bibra wrote, "You have all my love and thoughts. The thought of us being together again is everything to me." By the time Joan read this letter in July, her husband had already died. He was survived by his grieving wife, his mother Daisy, and his elder brother Donald Dean von Bibra, who volunteered for the AIF after Kenneth's death and served with the 12th Infantry Brigade in Australia. Kenneth von Bibra is buried in Beirut War Cemetery in Lebanon, alongside over 1,000 graves of Commonwealth service people who lost their lives while serving in the First and Second World Wars. Kenneth Charles von Bibra's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, amongst almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Kenneth Charles von Bibra, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we are left that grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. Thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening.